Well, welcome everyone. My name is Mia Finnegan. I am so excited to be with you tonight to talk about this incredible patch, this life technology patch called the X39. I always like to hold it up first before I put up the PowerPoint, just to show you this little teeny patch that is changing lives all around the world. It's like a Band-Aid. You take it on, you put it on, you take it off, and it works absolute miracles in the body. The body's ability to heal itself is remarkable. That's the way God made us. So that's what I'm here to talk to you about tonight. I'm really here to talk to you about the X39. Now, David Schmidt has many other patches and Lifeways has many other patches, but we're going to focus on the X39 tonight. I'm going to share right away before I put up my PowerPoint, my story, because my friend Andy reached out to me, and because I trusted him so much, I was like, yeah, I'll hear about it. He told me he had a frozen shoulder. His shoulder was not moving whatsoever. And he said, within 5 days, he was moving his shoulder. Well, if you can see, this is where I wear my patch. It's kind of my golden spot right there because I had all four rotator cuff tendonitis, biceps tendonitis, and I have a torn labrum in there. My torn labrum is still there, but all of the calcific tendonitis is absolutely down. The inflammation is down. I can do everything. I can do full range of motion again. It's just absolutely amazing. So that was the first thing. But really, if I even go one more step, I always say, when I put the patch on, the first 6 hours, I told my husband, I said, I literally had like it felt like I had Windex for my brain. Like somebody gave me Windex and cleared away the fog. And not that I didn't know I had like brain fog because I was in menopause. I had also lost my son 7 years ago. And so I was in grief and all that, but I just felt so light and bright. And I said to Rich, I'm like, this has got to be a placebo. There's no way this thing works as fast. So long story short, within 2 weeks, my sleep increased. Within the 30 days, my pain went from a 9 to a 5. At the 60-day mark, my pain went from all the way down to 0 from that 9. And I just feel like I'm younger. Every day I feel better. I get out of bed like awake. I wake up refreshed and awake versus I used to be like, hit the alarm. Hit the alarm. Now I'm just like, boom, I'm up and I'm going for the day. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get into our PowerPoint and share with you these incredible benefits of the X39 patch. And so first is a disclaimer. We don't heal, treat, cure, mitigate any disease or ailments, but I'm going to talk to you about things that have happened to people that we personally know. And you may be on here tonight looking at this because you want to share it with people. You might be just looking at it because you want to put it on yourself. Your friend of yours invited you to this. It doesn't matter to me. We just we know with everybody who's on here tonight, you're invited because somebody loved you enough to reach out to you because maybe you were ailing, maybe something was going on with you. So we're going to get right into these testimonials. The first one you see on the left, upper left, is my friend Michelle. That was a 2.5-year-old scar. We talk about wound healing. Basically from the inside out. That was 27 days later. Now it's just like a little line. She, like I always say, she owes me another picture. Here is her dad, 81 years old, had massive edema in his ankles. He has heart disease and he has diabetes. But this was 8 months after using the X39 patch. Now he's keeps using it. It's over 2.5 years now that he's been using the patch. He will never go back. He looks like he's absolutely reversed age. This is him as well. He had a skin cancer removal, but you can see a diabetic doesn't heal very well. So as you can see, look at the incredible healing 8 days later right here on his temple. My girlfriend Yvonne, she's a nurse practitioner. This was a controlled laser burn on her eyes, and this is 3 days post laser burn. It's to me, I'm not going to say it's impossible. All I'm going to say is that it is undeniable because I always say it's incredible, it's amazing. I say, oh, I use all these adjectives, but what it is undeniable. Like you can't deny the results from this. And what happens is, people have all different results. I never know what it's going to be. I don't even tell anybody anymore. I just basically tell them to put it on and let me know what they feel because it's my girlfriend, Shannon. A lot of you may know her. Maybe she was the one who invited you on tonight or reached out to you about the patch because she had massive inflammation in her body. And now she's living her best life. She feels incredible. She used to say she said her 80-year-old dad was running circles around her. So this is another thing, hair restoration. restoration. You can see follicle growth. This is after 1 year on the X39. Also, the gray, silver gray, turned charcoal gray. So that's what's happened to my husband, Rich. Same thing. This is one of our friends. This is a family member of one of our friends. This was a 15-year-old open wound that he just kept putting a Band-Aid on, which is so crazy to me. But this was 6 weeks on the X39. Like the healing that happens from the deep, because remember, we are turning over cells at an incredible rate. And because this elevates a copper peptide called GHKCU, and if you're taking notes, please write that down. GHKCU, the studies that were done showed that it elevated 39 to 40% within the first 30 days of wearing the patch. So GHKCU is like the holy grail of anti-aging. It is truly like you want as much GHK in your body. And just like collagen peptides in our body, after age 35, they start to tank. And they're the ones responsible for the turnover of our stem cells, which is the universal cell of our body. It's the healing cell of our body. So this is the one that really spoke loudly when I saw the studies in the beginning, when Andy had introduced it to me. I had 6 concussions as a college gymnast. So when I saw this, a 77-year-old woman with a lot of inflammation on the brain, and then 3 weeks later, after wearing the patch right on the back of her neck, and this was at the 6 week mark, that's where you want to be. You want to be in the blues and these blues haze right here. You do not want to be in the reds because that's a lot of inflammation. So it's just a dramatic improvement in brain coherence. This is my sleep score. I wear something on my wrist called a Whoop band. If you don't know what that is, a lot of people wear Aura rings. It's the same thing. It basically gives me all my vital statistics. And back in February of 2023, I was getting 2 hours and 12 minutes of restorative sleep. Within the first 2 months, it increased by 37%, which is incredible. And then last February, I was like, oh, I wonder where it is now. So you can see the dramatic improvement from 2 hours and 12 minutes normal. That was average. You can see it says average. This is my average now, anywhere between 349, 342, and 441. So if you know anybody, if you know somebody who's in menopause or just sleeps horribly, and maybe they're a highly stressed person that doesn't sleep very well, deep and REM are your most important sleep. Deep sleep is your physical restoration, and REM sleep is your brain restoration. So if you're not getting deep and REM, you're in trouble. So it is the most important sleep because it's how I have my clients lose fat, gain muscle, have energy, so they don't feel like they're dragging an anchor around. So whether you know this or not, this is actually just great to know. This is just based on stem cell research and stuff. Just know that at age 30, you've lost about 30% of your peak youthful stem cell activity. By age 60, I turn 59 tomorrow, and I don't feel 59. Like I was feeling my age a little bit before being on the patch. I'm almost on them 3 years. It'll be 3 years in March. But by age 60, you've lost 50 to 75% of the peak youthful stem cell activity. This is the one that turn over. Those are the stem cells that help you heal, whether you've hurt yourself, maybe you've torn a meniscus, maybe you hurt your elbow, your neck, your back, whatever. It doesn't matter, your feet, right? It helps you heal. So the fewer stem cells we have, the faster we age and the slower we heal. So millions of people around the world, obviously this is a worldwide company, are experiencing signs of aging. These are the most common benefits. Maybe some of you on here tonight have seen, some of these and said, you know what? That's what I have. Definitely have decreased inflammation. I definitely have more stamina. I have definitely more energy and vitality. So just know that these are the most common results. But then when we have people do the health tracker, they're like, the buzzing in my hands is gone, or the tingling in my hands. I can feel my feet again. I mean, I have heard everything from A to Z in the last almost 3 years. And so that's why I'm not stopping. I have to share this with everybody I know. I always make my list of people who are ailing first. And then I think of people who, boy, they would be great at sharing this with somebody else. So just look at those things. Maybe it's you that you say, like, I could use that. I could use that. I could check those boxes. Every single one of these things on here have helped me. This is my favorite right here is the long-term results. 4,000 genes begin to reset to a younger state, literally within the first few days of putting that on this patch. So when somebody says to me, yeah, I don't know if I feel anything, I'm like, you may not, but your genes, your human genome, reverse aging, oh yeah, please, I'll take that. So 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. I told you that's what I felt in the first 6 hours of putting on the patch. Within 3 months, the collagen is increased. I know like lines on my face, like I still, obviously have lines, but they are so much more smooth. They're not as deep as they used to be. And then within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. When I showed you the picture of Michelle's dad's ankle, he has heart disease. What has happened is his heart has gotten stronger to be able to pump that fluid out of his ankles. And David Schmidt calls it, the gentleman who created this, I'm going to talk about right now, he doesn't call it anti-aging. He calls it age reversal. It is truly age reversal. Like I said, I'm going to be 59 tomorrow, but I absolutely don't feel it. So right here, David Schmidt, the owner, inventor, founder of LifeWave, and the incredible inventor of this amazing patch that we're talking about. He specialized in age reversal and then changed his focus into stem cells because it was all the rage back in 2008 and people were starting to get stem cell injections. But he knew if he could elevate other peptides with the other patches that he had, well, why couldn't he be able to elevate GHK copper peptides? So it took him 10 years, over 4.5 million in research, 80 clinical studies, and that's the birth of the X39. Now, this was his very first patch, though. This company is 20 years old. So if you're on here tonight and somebody invited you, this is not a brand new company. This is not a startup company. The beautiful part is the X39 that we're talking about, which is the hero product of this company, is kind of a culmination of all of the patches that he created. But this one is the granddaddy of them all. So this is the one that you want to try first, and then you can use some of these other patches. But this was the very first patch 20 years ago that he created and made for the Navy SEALs. He had a government contract. And basically what they wanted is the Navy SEALs not to have any type of amphetamines, any type of drugs, no caffeine, because all of those things take you up and take you down. He knew that if he could create something that could tap into fat storage and increase energy, that's what he did. So that's what the energy enhancer does. So people use it for, if they just need extra energy, but it uses your fat for fuel. So it's great for my weight loss clients as well. This is all the history behind the energy enhancer and Ice Wave. All these pro athletes were using it. They are not endorsers. I'm not showing you this to show that these people endorse the products, but they are users of the products. Okay, most athletes don't even want to tell you what they're on because then they're going to give you their edge. So that's why we just know that we just keep sharing this patch with everybody we know. Like to me, it's like it is the greatest, or Rich and I both feel this way. It is the biggest wellness breakthrough that we've seen in our entire career. And I've been a personal trainer and a wellness professional for 36 years now. We've never seen anything like it. So it blew us away when we found out about it. But this is what the patent says. If you know anything about patents, it has to be deemed to work to get a patent, but it's unique. Okay, so nobody else has this. Nobody else can have this. He has patents on everything he does. So the beautiful part is for somebody like me, who actually shares this with people, and I earn some extra income, some part-time plan B. There's no competition all around the world for me to be able to share this with people. So if you're on here tonight and you might be just wanting to hear about product, that's great. And I'll get your questions answered in the end. But if you're like, you know what, if this is doing everything you say it's doing, I could share this with everybody. It just makes sense. And it's so easy. It's like a Band-Aid. You put it on, you take it off. But there is no competition. So that's a beautiful part about this company, because there's a lot of companies out there that are, whether it's supplements or skincare or whatever. And, it's a saturated market. You can get any supplements at Costco. You can't get this. Okay, so again, this is the X39. This is the one we're talking about. This is the one that's the granddaddy of them all. It supports the natural flow of energy for your body. And, obviously it leads these cells to behave like younger cells. Like I said, it starts to reverse age you. So it's an absolute blessing. I'm going to go ahead and show this video, or just, you're going to listen to this video. I'm going to go ahead and play it right now so you can hear it. It's just basically how this patch works.
Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself.
So that really says it all. Like I could have explained that to you. I could say the same thing, but it just, the visuals to me make it make more sense because people don't realize that they are light beings and that they do emit light. So it does reflect your body's own natural light. It is a non-transdermal patch. It does not have any drugs, stimulants, nothing in it. It's basically your own body healing itself the way God intended. And this is what I've always been very much about natural products, to be able to heal my clients and all, well, to help my clients. I wouldn't say heal my clients, but to help my clients because I want them to use alternative therapies versus the drug industry, because I came from that world. My dad was a pharmacist. We had our own pharmacy in our town in Rhode Island for 35 years. I saw more decrepit people come in that store because they were on so many medications. I want to help people get off of their meds. Am I making a claim? No. I would love to be able to help people decrease their blood pressure, all these things. That's what I do in my fitness business. But I know that this patch is going to help them feel better. Sometimes I say it's going to help you look better. It's going to help you have more energy. But this is how we wear it. I told you, you just stick it on super simple like this. You take the sticky off. I'm just going to put it on my hand right now. Wear it for 12 hours. Boom, take it off. It's very sticky. It's medical grade. Okay. Take it off. Stay well hydrated. Okay. Drink tons of water all day long, as well as an electrolyte, because our body is a bioelectrical system. Okay. When we talk about electrolytes, that's sodium, potassium, magnesium, manganese, and zinc. The most important, sodium and potassium. Make sure you're always getting a little extra. All right. It's that easy. It's that simple. And then this is another product that was launched this year that we absolutely love because it works synergistically with the patches. The buckthorn fruit extract helps support healthy stem cell activity. So instead of us saying, hey, this elevates GHK, which helps, with stem cells, we say the combination of this plus the Celergize, it's a magic combination. And that's why David Schmidt created it, to work synergistically with the patches. He just came out with an evening formula too, to work with the evening patches, the sleep patches, and the Alavita. And you can even use Eon at night. So just wanted to let you know that it's designed, again, it's designed to support the health and vitality of your stem cells. What's vitality? What's the vital organs in your body? That's what we're trying to get to. We want this patch to help heal your body from the inside out. And I never know what's going on with somebody. Like you may not even know what's going on with you. You may have some liver stuff going on. You might have kidney stuff. You might have some heart stuff you don't even know about. That's where it's going to go first. It is going to heal, or I'm going to say it's going to go, it's going to combat, it's going to work its way. All the stem cells are going to work their way towards the most inflamed part of your body. And to me, that's all I care about. As long as people are using on a continual basis, I ask people now, I'm like, isn't your health worth at least 90 days to try it, to give it a try? Because you have a 90-day money back guarantee as a customer if you want to try it. But even one of my friends, Jen, Dr. Jen, she has a website called Patch EDU, if you want to write that down, patchedu.com. And she talks about, she's a integrative health specialist, and she doesn't allow her clients and patients to use anything less than 6 months. She's like, 6 months to a year, you've got to give it that time, because David Schmidt talks about one sleeve. Okay, so one of these sleeves has 30 of the patches in it, one sleeve for every decade old you are. So for me in the beginning, Rich and I were like, yeah, I need 5. Rich needed 6. He's in his 60s. And we were willing to give it that time. All it took for me was up to 2 months, and I had all the pain was gone in my shoulder, brain fog was gone, I was sleeping better. It was like, okay, I'm telling everybody I know. All right. So if you need more information, again, whoever invited you might have sent you this first before you got on this call. But if not, go there. There's patents, there's studies, there's everything you need to know. There's tons of testimonials, as well as a couple of videos that you should watch, and then get back to that person who invited you. But before you even start the patch, get with the person who invited you to make sure that you fill out this health tracker. This is super important to me. because before we do when I do my first consultation with a client, if I'm, and I don't care if somebody's an esthetician, I don't care if somebody's a personal trainer, the doctor, everybody does an evaluation first. We get the baseline. So you want to get your baseline before, because if you go 30, 60, 90 days and then you're, oh, I don't know, I don't remember what the number would have been. You want to do it first so you can see the dramatic impact that this makes, because you're going to notice some dramatic results. So make sure that person sends you the health tracker. And so we're going to come to the end right here, and then I'm going to answer anybody's questions. But the first things first is contact the person who invited you. The way we get started on patches is you can become a preferred customer, you can become a preferred customer plus, or if your ears are peaked and you're like, you know what? I think I could share this with people. I mean, I have a clinic. I'm a chiropractor. It doesn't really matter to me. Like if they have a brick and mortar, if it's a hairstylist, like they could sell it one off the shelf if they wanted, if that's what they wanted to do, they become a brand partner. But the PC and the PC Plus are great programs. Like I said, you have a 90-day money back guarantee on the very first order. So I always encourage people to buy 3 sleeves up front if they're going to become a customer, so they can try it for 90 days risk-free. The PC Plus is even better. It's $24 a year to have that discount for $99 a month, but you get a lot of free support patches along the way. So you can try some of the other support patches that I talked about. And then you also have a share link to share with people. And to me, if you share it with 3 people, you get yours free. So basically, that's a blessing in itself. But I always tell people, if they're thinking about PC Plus and they think they're going to share it with people, just become a brand partner. It makes sense. You could always, at the end of the year, you can always change back to a PC if that's what you feel like. If you're not like interested in, doing the business at all or having like an affiliate code, then don't worry about it. Okay. But if you do decide to become a brand partner, these are your options. You have the good, better, best scenario. Rich and I went with the best right away. Like I said, I needed 5 sleeves. He needed 6. So we just got them all. And then what we did, because we are results oriented, we took all those other patches and sent them to people. We put them in sleeves of 5 and we sent them off to people and said, try this and let us know how you feel. And is 5 enough? To me, some people it is. Some people are one patch wonders. They are very fast responders. But then you've got others that maybe it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes it takes up to 6 months. But I am willing to invest in anything that's going to help me reverse age and feel better, look better, have more energy, sleep better, all those good things that decline with age. So again, the better is 6 sleeves. Again, that's more of a family pack. And then the 3, like again, this is for a brand partner. If you're just going to dip your toe in the water, that's a good way for you to start. Get the 3 sleeves of X39, try it out. And then you can always upgrade later. So I'm going to go ahead and stop share right there. And I'm going to open it up for questions. It is being recorded. So if I have anybody's, if anybody wants to ask questions and they don't want it recorded, I will go ahead and stop the recording. But I'll let the recording go. So I'm finished with what I wanted to share with you tonight. So you are more than free to go. You are dismissed. But if you want to ask questions or even comments, or maybe you have somebody who you're interested in sharing it with, and you just don't quite know how to say it or how to bring it up, just let me know. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there. And anybody who wants to ask a question, raise your hand, unmute yourself, and we'll go from there. Brigitte?
I should have a question. Let me think about it. Yeah, if somebody else wants to go first, that's
Yeah. Anybody can unmute themselves and ask questions. And sometimes some people have no questions. It's like the presentation that I just gave you, that it's pretty complete. So, but if you do, Lisa, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was curious about integrating this into like a med spa.
Yeah. Absolutely. So anybody like whether it's a med spa or it's a chiropractic office or maybe an acupuncturist and stuff, because we have all of those on our team. The biggest thing, and I learned this from one of the chiropractors, Dr. Tony, and he basically introduces it to other chiropractors because he says, if I could help you earn some extra income without increasing your overhead or expenses, would you be willing to look at this? And that's how we have introduced it to gyms and stuff like that, because like their ears perk up because there's so many people who need the extra because their rent is so high, their brick and mortar is so expensive. And so that's how really kind of we introduce it to them. But the first thing, we always ask for the person, whether whoever it is, like at the front desk, we say, who is the person who makes the decisions? Because I don't want to talk to the person right then and there that is going to have to go to the next person, the next person, the next person. I always say, could I get their name? And I don't ask for the number, I don't ask anything, but I always say, when will they be in? And then I can go back and talk to whoever the person is that makes the decisions, because otherwise it's just going to get lost in the shuffle. But yeah, that's how really we introduce it, because it's usually those are the people who need the extra because of brick and mortars. Like I won't, and I hope I don't disrespect anybody on this one, but I will never open a gym ever again in my life. We've owned gyms and studios, and it is the hardest thing in the world. Not only we've always had great retention, we've always had because and we've never advertised and stuff, but you're married to it. And if you have a family, you have no time for your family because you are literally married to the gym, married to the studio, married to the acupuncture studio, whatever it is, I don't care. So that's why I speak with strength about what we did and how we were open to that opportunity. And I know some people may be on here tonight that just want to talk about products, but I always want to let people know that the business side is absolutely such a blessing in our life that we were able to, spend time with our kids and have part-time Plan B income. So I didn't have to trade time for money all the time. Does that help, Lisa?
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Risa, what about you or Sue or Larry?
Actually, that explanation with the chiropractors helped a lot. I actually have my chiropractor's cell phone number, and she tried sorta half-heartedly, and her husband just don't want MLM in their practice. And she does acupuncture, and he's also a neurologist. So I'm like,
Okay.
I going in there wearing my patches, so
Yeah.
know
Well,
that they're
yeah.
brick and mortar too. They own their building. They're having to rent out other spaces, take care of all the building maintenance,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
if
Well, Larry, this is what I would,
$25,000 a month, there's something wrong with them.
yeah. It's so crazy. But see, one of the things that I do, especially for those that are against maybe direct sales, and that's okay, network marketing, they don't like it, and that's okay, because they can just become a very simple affiliate. So they can become a brand partner and just put these on the shelf, right? They don't have to build teams. They don't have to do the typical MLM, like, build teams, build teams, build teams. That's if somebody wants like legacy income. But if somebody's looking for an extra 500, 1,000, 2,000, maybe just to help with their rent, like they can just have these sitting, just like they do supplements. I guarantee they sell supplements there.
They do.
Most chiropractors do. And so
MLM company.
what's
Shocker.
that?
It's an MLM company too. They just chose they chose to distribute but not participate. So when I said, "What are those?" Well, we just don't do the program.
Right. So they're still making money. That's
I'm
the crazy part. So
yeah,
that's the same thing with X39. It's just a matter of, and I will tell you, most of my chiropractors and acupuncturists, their in honestly was Ice Wave. They got their clients out of pain so quickly that they were like, no way. There's not a no way. So what they were doing, they were holding what they would call pain clinics. Even we have med spas that talked about a pain clinic, and maybe again, politically incorrect, or is it not compliance, like, but they called them, like I have another massage therapist who she has pain clinics on Saturday. She at this point is like 150 for 150 out of pain. It's so crazy. Like people, like they come back all the time. They love it. And so then she enrolls them as just a customer. as a, to get their ice wave or to get their X39. Do you know what I mean? So that's where they're maybe a little short-sighted on that, because this is way better than any supplement. This is cellular regeneration. Supplements are one thing, but cellular regeneration, that's a different animal. That is absolutely like the greatest gift we can give somebody. So anyway, I hope that helps, Larry.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Risa?
I have no questions, but I used to sell the patches in my spa before I
Yeah.
sold it. And I would just retail them and they would pay the 150. But now that I brought them back into my new place, I just tell them, look, trust me. And instead of me carrying them on my shelf, I'm just getting them expressed to you. And they don't think twice about it. And I fill out the paperwork and to tell them, if you ever have any questions or want to make any changes, give me a shout. Come back in at your next visit and we'll fix you up. And now they haven't had any issues with it.
I love
They
it.
just love the results.
That's Risa, that is incredible. What a great idea. I hope everybody was listening or taking notes on that too.
Yeah.
Because one of our acupuncturists, she actually has a receptionist at her practice that, so April will give a pack of X39 and or Eon or whatever she's recommending, because she always has some in stock, and gets them signed up the same way. The receptionist signs them up right there. So it's going to be shipped to their house. But in the meantime, she gives them some patches to go so they can start. By the time their patches come in, they've been on patches for about 5 days. So that's another great way to
And the first order will go back into your office to replace what you gave them. The next
Correct.
shipment goes to their house. So it's really easy breezy. And once they see how you take care of it and it's simple, it's just crazy how they get overwhelmed with it. And if you can just ask them to train the receptionist, then there's no problem with it.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It makes
And
sense.
wait until
easy.
wait until the water gets out. That's going to really take their clinic to another level.
You got it.
So they need to
Absolutely.
build that trust with their clients.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing that, because it's just powerful, because, Risa has her own clinic, April has her own clinic, Allison has she's a massage therapist, and she also is a personal trainer. So she's got the best of both worlds, and doing the pain clinic. And, again, Michelle, my girlfriend who owns a gym, same thing. She's got clients coming in with knee braces, elbow braces, ankle braces, right? So she gets them right on Ice Wave right away, and she gets them out of pain. So they're like, well, that was quick. Like, okay, well, if they have that, what else do they have? Like, they're always going to ask if they're out of pain. If you've just decreased their pain by either 50% or more, they're like, okay, this works. This is for real. So that's why we just have to share it and not be afraid. Because people are hurting like bad. So even Michelle, I'll give you this example. So Michelle couldn't come to the conference this weekend. She sent me a picture. Her left leg is completely blown up. She's a trainer. She's on her feet all the time, and she couldn't come because of that. But right away she put the patches on. The decrease in inflammation in the leg, like so quickly, even though she's on the patches already, she was just like double patching and stuff to get rid of the inflammation. But it happens that fast. She's only 45 years old, but her leg is all blown up. It might be meniscus or something, but we don't know yet. She's got to go get it checked. But like, people are hurting. Don't be afraid to share that, especially people are hurting right here, neck up, depression, anxiety. And again, I'm not making a medical claim, but I do know that it's helped us tremendously with our grief. And I can't attribute it to anything else, because I was doing all the right things before. I was getting, thought I was getting enough sleep, but I deal with my stress. I do all my prayers. I, deal with my grief. I exercise. I eat well. I supplement. This was the missing piece right there. The missing piece was the cellular regeneration that I was missing in the brain, especially aging brain. is not fun, is not friendly, is not a happy place. If any of you are dealing with parents who have either Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or some sort of neurodegenerative disease, please patch them up. Don't let them talk you down. Like if they have Alzheimer's, just put it on them. They may not know you put it on them, but you're going to notice some massive changes. Okay. So anybody else questions, Sheila or Sue? No. Okay. All right. Well, it is
Very
recorded.
good.
So
That
yeah.
was great information about
Yeah.
the different, places, the chiropractors and
Sure.
that's good to know for future and how they actually do it. I guess
Yeah.
different people do different things.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. And again, so a lot of people don't like direct sales or network marketing. That's fine. Like I always say my personal training business is network marketing. It's a friend telling a friend telling a friend telling a friend. I don't advertise. I just
Yeah.
get more clients because my friend or I call them my friends now, my clients and students tell other people. Right? That's all network marketing is a friend tells a friend. Do you remember that old Fabergé commercial? Some of you guys are maybe old enough. And they told two friends, and they told two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. That's all it is. It's just tell your friend, because it's going to get to somebody that is like, yes, I need this because I need to help this client and this client and this client, whatever. So yes, so just keep sharing it and don't be afraid and just be bold and courageous and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick up the phone, call somebody, right? Give them a lifeline. Some people are looking for it. You might be the answer to their prayer. Okay. So I hope you guys have a great night. I'm going to go ahead and
Same to
stop the
you.
recording and we'll see you on the next webinar and share this with everybody you know. So again, if you are on here and or you're on here because somebody invited you, go ahead and get back to that person. If not, definitely get back to the person either way, so you can share this with everybody you know. Okay. Good night, everyone. Have a great evening.
Happy
And thank you so
birthday,
much.
Eve.
Thank you. Thank you.
Birthday,
Yeah, the big
Hey.
59 tomorrow. Yeah.
Happy
So,
birthday.
Yep.
all right. Let me just go ahead and stop the recording. Night, all.
Good night.
Night.